Our first task is to make America safe again. Under Joe Biden last year, murders hit their highest rate, we think, ever in the history of our country. Under a Republican Congress, we should pass emergency funding to hire thousands more police officers, which we'll be doing, nationwide, to put violent criminals behind bars and keep them behind bars. Leave our police alone. Let them do their job and give them back the respect they deserve. They know what to do. They can solve the problem. We have to allow them to do what they can do best. Instead of targeting Republicans, conservatives, Christians, and patriotic parents, the Biden administration should try going and dismantling the street gangs, MS-13, most vicious gang of all, and these horrible criminal cartels, the likes of which we've never seen to the extent that we have now. The caravans are getting bigger, better, more powerful, 25,000, 30,000 people sometimes now. See, I worked with Mexico, and Mexico allowed them to come when I first came in. By the time a couple of years went by, Mexico wanted no part of them because they knew there'd be retribution from the United States, and Mexico would break them up. But now they're coming in like nobody has ever seen before, and they're tough. Many of these people, they're tough. Instead of taking guns away from law-abiding Americans, we should try taking them away from the violent felons and career criminals for a change, enforcing existing laws to get them in jail after the carnage that they've caused. If you look at countries throughout the world, the only ones that don't have a drug problem are those that institute the death penalty for drug dealers. They have no problems. They have no problem. We don't do that. We set up blue ribbon committees headed up by this young lady right here, headed up by that young lady right there, headed up by this guy with the wall. Stand up, please, with the wall, sir. You've been at a lot of rallies, haven't you? How many rallies have you been at? That's good, 50. We love them. Very good, thank you. We did a job on that wall, didn't we? You know, it's amazing. It's amazing how walls work. It's funny, Nancy Pelosi has a wall wrapped around her house. But she says, no walls. And we're going to stop this scourge. It's time to get brutally tough on the dealers, traffickers, and the narco-terrorist cartels who are stealing millions and millions of lives. We lose 200 and 250,000 lives a year. You know, I heard a statistic that each drug dealer will kill during a period of 10 to 15 years anywhere from 20 to 50 people, and the bigger ones kill hundreds and hundreds of people. When I was with President Xi of China, I said, do you have a drug problem? Rather naively. No, why do you ask? He couldn't understand the question. I said, why don't you have a drug problem? Well, we have quick trial. What's a quick trial? Quick trial is if they are dealing drugs, they have a quick trial, and they're executed immediately. We don't have a quick trial system. And I see it all the time, and I have a lot of friends. They're wonderful people. They all want to be on the committees, and we call them blue ribbon committees, headed up by nice people, wonderful people, and they don't even have a chance against what they're dealing with. No, quick trial. Singapore is a very wealthy country. No drug problem, none, because they have the same policy. Others also the same policy, not that many. But the only time that's right, they talk about human rights. What about the hundreds of people that each one of these dealers kill over a period of time? And many of them kill hundreds of people very quickly. And yes, in many cases, drug traffickers have to receive the death penalty. And, you know, it's always controversial. I'll leave here, and there'll be a story by the fake news back there. Look at all of them. And they'll say, what a horrible, horrible thing. But this country has been fighting this thing for 50 years, and it only gets worse, although I must say we did a good job. But even if we got it down 18%. We worked so hard, but we got it down 18%. Melania, she worked hard. She headed up a blue ribbon committee. And the people came in from the committee, and they were so proud. They got it down 18%. That means that 82% continued. Hundreds of lives every couple of days were dying. And you're up to over 200,000, maybe 250,000. That's like, there's no war where you lose that much. This is like a war. It's an invasion of our country. And the only way you can stop it is by being very tough and quick. And you'll stop it, and you won't have drugs in our country anymore. Your children are being killed. A young man the other day took a pill, and it had a tiny bit of fentanyl, one of the worst of them all. A tiny bit, the size of a needle, a pinhead, a needle. And it was too much, and he died almost instantly. This is happening all the time. A policewoman, a person grabbed some debris from an arrest, and it had fentanyl on it, and they don't think she's going to make it. She picked up just by picking. She didn't take it. She picked it up. It went through the skin, and they don't think she's going to make it. Last week. If you want to make our country safe for violent criminals, vote for the radical Democrats. If you want to make our country safe for your children and for law-abiding Americans, you have to vote. You have no choice but to vote for Republicans. You have no choice. Over 4 incredible years, we achieved more for the great state of Arizona than any president, and much more than any thought even possible. We ended the disaster known as NAFTA. They all said it couldn't be done. The worst trade deal ever made, and we replaced it with the USMCA. That's Mexico and Canada. In fact, they want to renegotiate the deal right now. Don't do it. That's the best trade deal we've made in this country in many, many decades. It was a massive win for Arizona workers. You remember NAFTA, how bad it was. It was a one-sided deal where Mexico and Canada were just doing numbers on you like nobody thought possible. So now we have a great deal. We stood up for our amazing veterans with VA choice and VA accountability. Trying to get it for 58 years. VA choice. Think of it. So now if you're not well, you don't have to wait 7 weeks on a line. If you wait more than 2 hours or 3 hours, and they have some great doctors there, but if you have to wait 2 or 3 hours, you go to a local doctor. We pay for it, and we take care of you. You don't die. You don't die.